Hello, and thank you for joining me for another book review. What I have for you here today is the complete novels of Jane Austen, published by Canterbury Classics. This is a wonderful book, very large, as you can imagine, with all 6 novels being included. You have this really lovely gold gilded edges. The cover is a beautiful shade of purple. It's like lilac or lavender, but it's not coming out very clear on camera. It's more muted on camera. It's more saturated in real life, but the cover is really nice. We have these stamped flowers with this lovely border on the bottom, very reminiscent of an English garden. And we have this gold and bronze ink used on the cover. It's very catching, very shimmery, as you can see. And the designs of the flowers aren't too great, but I understand what they are. I can show you the spine. Very simple, and it falls in line with the style for the Canterbury Classics Leatherbound editions. I should say that they're not actual leather-bound, it's more like a faux leather, but it still feels quite nice and robust. And the back cover here has the same flowers with the gold and border on the bottom. Though I will say, the text here kind of makes my OCD flare a little bit. It's not perfectly centered, it's just kind of a tad askew towards the left, but it is not a big deal at all. Just me and my neuroticism showing. But if we open up the cover here, we have these lovely cream colored end papers with following the same motif as the cover, with the flowers in the corners here. It is kind of has an interesting swirl pattern on the paper, though. I'm not sure you're going to be able to see it. No, I don't think. Oh, there we go. Yeah, you can. Kind of reminds me of fingerprints almost. But paper is very thin, but that's to be expected with a book of this size with well over 1,000 pages. And we have the title page here. And the table of contents. So, I'm not usually a fan of romance novels, but there's just something about Jane Austen. Perhaps sometimes all we need is just a sappy love story to get us through our days. I haven't read all 6 books, with the exception being Northanger Abbey. I don't know, I just couldn't get into it. I might try to finish it in the future, but I'm quite content where I am now. Sense and Sensibility's been my all-time favorite Jane Austen book. Pride and Prejudice, 2nd. Persuasion would be 3rd. Emma, 4th, and Mansfield Park would be 5th. I did struggle to finish Mansfield Park as well. I kind of found Fanny to be a little bit boring, if I'm being honest. And then we have this image of Jane Austen, though I will say, oddly enough, the image isn't that great in real life. It's showing up much better on camera than it is in person. To my eye, it's almost as if they used an image that was too small, and then they blew it up, but they didn't render it properly, because around her face specifically, and right around here, it's along her arm, it's quite blurry, but for some reason it's it's rendering much better on camera. And this is the only image in the book. We have this introduction for life. And then we kick off the rest of the novel with Sense and Sensibility. As I mentioned, the paper is very thin, So as I was reading through this, actually there's a few pages that I ripped because I was turning the page a little too aggressively. So just be careful if you end up picking up the copy for yourself. And we do have this lovely ribbon here. Very bright magenta, which by itself is lovely, but I'm not sure, the contrast might be too harsh with the magenta and the lilac purple of the cover. It matches the headband here at the bottom, so, and the text on the cover, so there is that nice continuity. I think it's just my own personal aversion to pink, where I don't really like it as much. But yeah, overall, you know, Canterbury Classics makes very nice quality books. There's no complaints there. The paper is, it's a very nice cream color. It's not bright white, which thankfully they decided to go with this lovely cream, because the text is a little small. I wear glasses to read, and I can manage just fine with my glasses, but if I don't have glasses on, I would definitely give myself a headache trying to read without it. But I mean, it's not difficult. The text is very clear, very crisp, so no complaints there. But yeah, that's really all I have to say about this particular book. I enjoy Canterbury Classics series. They do make good quality books, though I will say, out of all the books that I have by Canterbury Classics, this particular book, the quality is just slightly lacking. Just with the corners being a little worn, and as I mentioned, the text on the back being a little skewed. Just seemed like it was, well, this is a mass production book, right? So maybe the quality was just a little off, but not to be deterred at all. I would recommend picking up a copy, especially if you enjoy Jane Austen. But yeah, that's gonna do it for me. Thank you so much for watching, as always, and I shall see you in the next video. Take care.